So today I have to fix the condenser fan on our KitchenAid refrigerator freezer side by side. Sent for the replacement motor. We're going to put this one in, and hopefully this will go quite fast. I got the refrigerator pulled out of its little corner right now, and that's the kitty cat. He's helping me. So let's take a look at the where we gotta get it out. Okay, so I'm in the back of the refrigerator. It's gonna be a little tight back here. I'm gonna do as best I can. First thing I want to do is remove the back. It should be on there. I already got mine unscrewed, so we'll just take that out. Just know how to do that. And there you can see the fan. The motor. The back is kind of tight in here, but I think we'll be able to manage. This all started when I had the refrigerator pulled out to clean out the coils back there. And they're pretty hard to get at to clean, the way they run in there, get a brush in there. And I bent one of the fan blades, one or two of them, and had everything back together, and the motor started making noise. Got it open again, straightened the fan blades best I could, and it wasn't too bad, but it was still making noise. And so anyway, I couldn't get it running quiet, so I'm suspecting that the motor is wearing out in there. The motor itself probably run quite a while yet, but we're going to take it out. First thing we're going to want to do is disconnect the wiring here, and that's fairly simple. I'm going to get a screwdriver. Sorry if this goes out of focus every now and then. I'm trying to hold the camera and do this, but right there you can see where the wiring harness clicks in, and if you get the screwdriver right there, you should be able to pop it off. I'm going to unplug the refrigerator too. As a matter of fact, let's do that first. So right there, and that should just snap right off. Now, there we go. It's going to be a little tight working in there, I think. And the motor is held on this bracket by there's three bolts in there. So we're going to shut the video off for a little while. I'm going to take that out. You don't need to watch that. I'll shut that off and we'll get that out of there. Oh, quick update here. Just struggling around for 15 minutes or so, finding the right tools and getting this out. See what the problem is with most of this kind of things. Now look at my hand compared to how much space we got in here. Not much. There's only 3 bolts holding that on, but to get at them was, especially the back one, was kind of bad. And my tools are less than optimum. So this one here, it's a 5/16 bolt is what we got in here. So I'm gonna finish taking this out because I only got one left in there. And like I say, my tools are less than optimum. Try to keep them organized and stuff, but that don't work out too good. So anyway, we'll finish taking that bolt out. And one thing is, it will be coming out the front here. So looks like we got plenty of room to pull it out through there. So I'll go ahead and get that finished. Okay, I got the old motor out, and I think for once I got a little bit lucky here. I thought I was going to have to do some modifications, but apparently not. So here's the old motor. Take note of this here. The harness plugs into it. The part number on the old motor for this refrigerator is 2188537. And when I looked those part numbers up, I got part numbers for all kinds of refrigerators that this new motor would replace. So okay, there's the old motor. Set that aside. Here's the new motor without the fan. I bought the fan, got a new fan for it. And I noticed this has got the exact same part number on it as my old one. I don't know if you probably can't see that, but it's 2188537. Same setup here where it's going to plug in. And the reason I say I got lucky, when you get the new motor, they send you a whole list here of what to do if. 2 leads, 3 leads, whatever. And they send you this adapter thing. So I'd have to be cutting wires, which ain't no big deal. Could still use this, but I'm not gonna. So you get all this with the new motor. You don't get the fan with the new motor. You just get the motor, instructions, and this. So if you have a different setup, but this would be the motor, you'll have to read these really close. What you do is look for the wiring schematic for your refrigerator, freezer. And usually you'll find that somewhere on the freezer or refrigerator. Sometimes it's glued on the back of it. Ours was on the front, on the grill in the bottom. There's a little clip there that holds on. And you look on that there and you'll find where the condenser motor is. Show you the color of the wires, and you can determine from that whether they're ground or hot. So I'm not going to have to do any wiring cutting. We're just going to have to put the new motor in, and hopefully we'll be all set to go. So we got our new motor. Make sure you got this little rubber washer. Don't lose that. That's going to go in there. And the fan will go on top of that, just like that. This blade here does say nut side. So we want to make sure that we got these blades angled right for how it's going to be working in the refrigerator. You can compare it to the old one as far as make sure the angles of the blades are the same. But I'm going to do it to try to keep from bending the fan again. I'm going to leave the fan off, take this little washer off so I don't lose that, and I'm going to put this back in. There's only 3 bolts that hold it in. And I'm going to do that. You don't need to, I don't think you need to watch that happening. It's going to be a little tight in there. It'll take me a while to do it anyway. Okay, I got the motor back in. I have to put the fan on. One little tip about putting these motors back in, I think. I started putting it in, and I was going to use the new bolts they gave me. Oops. But these were about almost twice as long as the ones that were in the original ones. So I thought, well, I think I'm going to use the original ones. And anyway, when I first started, it seemed like this was tight, wasn't going in quite right. So when I got the fan, brought the motor back out, and a little tip here is, before you put your motor back in, take whatever bolts you're going to use, screw them into the holes that are on the motor for the bolts, and what that'll do is kind of loosen up the threads a little bit and help them go in when you got it in there. You certainly don't want to get these in cockeyed and crooked and wreck something. So I got the motor in. We're going to put the fan on. This is really tight in here. Sorry about the movement. So remember, on the fan, this rubber washer that had to go in first. Make sure you got your fan blades lined up right. Tells you on there. And then got the nut. It's these kind of nuts here that they use. And make sure you got that going in right. It'll only go in one way. And I'll probably end up having to use 2 hands to do that. But anyway, you'd screw that down there. There we go. And I'll tighten that up in a little bit. I'll probably have to hold this shaft and tighten it up. One thing too is, I think probably on all these refrigerators there's only one way to put these in. But make sure that your connection is to the outside where it originally was. This is going to fit right back in there. Sorry about the light. Just pops right back on real easy. As a matter of fact, let's get this fan screwed on a little bit tighter and we'll turn her on and see what happens. Okay, find the plug here, plug it back in, let's see if we get a fan. There we go, fan's running good. Another thing I just learned on these, doing all this, even though the fan looks like it's pointing into the condenser and the coils, actually that fan is pulling air through here. Pulling air through here and going in that way. Comes out back here, and these two compartments are separated. And this is the, got your evaporator tray in the back there. See that little white tray down in there somewhere. Anyway, there's an oh, there it is. Evaporator tray, and the air flows from inside here out through there back this way. Some of it will come out the back, and some of it will blow out the front of the refrigerator. I always complain every year I clean these here coils out. See, they're nice and clean. I got them pretty good. I always complain why don't they just put a filter on here, like a furnace filter, keep some of that dirt out from there. Well, I probably could do that myself. You just put it on the front behind the grill, and maybe that would collect some of the dirt. We'll see, maybe I'm going to do that. But there it is, running nice and smooth. Not making the knocking noise. And we're back in business. Hope this video helped you. This is really not too complicated to fix, especially on this refrigerator I've got. It ended up that the motor and everything matched exactly right. I'll try to put some links around where I found this stuff. So for now, good luck on all your projects. P.S. Make sure you put your cover back on the back here. Cover this whole area where your motor and condenser and all that stuff is. Make sure that's on there, because you have to have the air flowing from the front of the freezer or refrigerator, come through the back to where the fan is. If you don't have this on here, that fan is just going to be sucking air from in the back of the refrigerator, and it's not going to cool your stuff. So make sure you get this back on there right. And if it's too ratty or raggedy or something, I don't know, figure something out. Just make sure you got that covered so the air flows right. Okay, got the refrigerator back in place where it belongs. Looking pretty good. Running right now. Here we go, spin you around a little bit. Hear that? No knocking. Nice and quiet. Just a normal refrigerator sound. So I'd say so far, been successful. Now I just sit and wait for the next problem.